everyone for coming to the class. For everyone who doesn't know, my name is Taylor Castro. I am with Lawyers Title. We also do have Kim Hickey on the call. We are going to be two of the marketing reps. And we are trying to provide you guys with as much information as possible. We are doing this weekly format where it is about 20 to 30 minutes every Friday to weekly recap everything that with all the new information that's coming out. Because as you guys know, things are constantly changing daily, and we want to keep you guys as up to date as possible. So with this format, if you guys have any questions and or requests for stuff to see next week, please be sure to leave it in the chat so we can answer any questions and or cover the requested information next week. With that being said, we are also, as a group at Lawyers Title, hosting Tina Tambor next Tuesday for Cinco de Mayo. So bring a margarita. It is an afternoon class. Have some fun with it. She will be going over the market statistics for the month of April. This is going to be a very requested class, as seats are also limited. We're only allowed 500 seats. So if you haven't registered, the link is in the My Home Group Mastermind chat, and or reach out to Kim or I. Both of our emails are going to be on this welcome slide. So getting started, we do have some positive information today, guys. One is going to be that viewings on Zillow are actually going up, which is great because it shows that people are, starting to get that brown bug, wanting to get to move. Their kids are probably driving them crazy in these confined areas. So that's also a great one. And then we're also seeing an uptick in showing times. Most of their statistics, the last few weeks were just, and we haven't reached that bottom. If you guys were on the class last week, we talked about the micro versus macro, and also the different shapes of recovery, what they meant, how we were going to see them in different aspects of real estate. So we will be covering that soon. So here we go, getting started. This is going to be a quote from CNBC. This quote is actually reflective of purchase data. So we aren't 100% sure, not necessarily the accuracy, but we don't know if it's more on the demand and the pent-up emotion of people, that kind of hit that pause button right before this all happened, that now we're slowly starting to get moving, or if it's actual current data of just normal people that would be moving. So keep that in mind. Like we said, things are changing daily, and we are staying up to date with this data week in and week out to give you guys the most up-to-date information. But going into showing time, this is going to be obviously on a macro view going over all of North America. But like I said, we saw that plummet, and up until the last 2 weeks, we hadn't seen a clear defined bottom, but now we have, and we're slowly starting to see things come back up in that V-shaped recovery, which is great because we're not flatlining. Real estate is not dead. This is not 08. And we're going to keep moving in the upward direction, hopefully getting back to where we were in the coming months. So going into a quote from Michael Lane at Showing Time, we are seeing innovation coming out of pain as real estate agents are quickly embracing virtual showings to keep their businesses going. More and more virtual showings are being scheduled every day through our system, signaling that many markets are responding to this innovation positivity. So once again, give all you guys a good pat on your back for responding promptly and accurately to what the needs of the market are. Yes, no one asked for this circumstance, but you guys have made it work, figured out how to do virtual showings. And if you still have questions about virtual showings, please don't hesitate to reach out to Kim or I. We have a graphic showing the 10 best ways and information on how to do virtual showings. It's nice because it outlines it for you guys, and then it also is going to be social media friendly, so you can post it on your social media so your sphere sees it and they see what you guys are doing to change your practices in these trying times. But
real quick, if everybody could just mute their line, and then I guess if you have a question at the end, that would be awesome.
Or you can also put your questions in the chat.
Yes.
So this is going to be the showing time data on a micro view. So this is data that I pulled this morning from Showing Time based on Arizona. So it is showing that we are one of those responding economies and or areas that we're seeing the uptick in showings, whether it's virtual showings or people are still taking their clients out, sanitizing everything, waiting outside, letting their clients go in, and sanitizing before they lock up. Regardless the method, we're seeing an uptick. So I believe the fear is starting to leave and or dissipate, and people are going to start moving on with their normal lives, which is great because we're all in real estate and this is what we want to see. So then transitioning into this great blog article that Kim can explain a little bit more.
Yeah, so as we all know right now, buying a home is definitely not easy right now, especially with all of the safety protocols they have out there and the fears of safety. But it's definitely a smart time to buy. And in this article, well, actually, and just like Taylor was showing in the Showing Time slide, that buyers have reappeared over the past 2 weeks, which is super exciting. And in this article, they are discussing 3 reasons why this is happening. One being the most common, if there's a death in the family, a divorce, someone had a baby, or just financial hardships or a job transfer. Some people have to move right now, regardless of what is going on right now. The other reason they were saying is just that real estate, just like Taylor was saying, kudos to you guys for adapting so quickly, but real estate agents have become super savvy with their technology and utilizing technology to help the buying process be easier with virtual showings and being able to work with your real estate agent through the entire process via Zoom or using Facebook Live for open houses, etc. And then the third reason was just that buyers are understanding that mortgage rates, the impact that it can have on your monthly payment, and how what a huge component that is. And right now, we are almost seeing all-time lows with mortgage interest rates, which can save people tens of thousands of dollars. And if you would like the full blog article on this, just put your email in the chat and we can email this to you after the presentation.
Hey, Kim.
Yeah.
In regards to that, I know you guys have a nice graph showing that impact on the mortgage rates and how much people are saving by purchasing right now. And I think the graph that you guys had was a couple days ago, and it showed 27,000, like 27.
Yeah, that'll be in our presentation.
Okay, well, just to update that one, because like you guys have mentioned, things are changing daily. Rates dropped yesterday again to an all-time low. So there will be a new graph that you guys can offer on Monday showing how that savings over $30,000. So
awesome. Thank you, Anthony. And basically this graph is just showing home ownership rates. And this graph is showing a story here. You can see that in 2005 is when it peaked and then kind of trickled down into the housing crisis. And then people kind of started to say to themselves, I don't know if this is the best financial decision to buy a home right now. And that trickled down into and bottomed out at 2016. And then you see a different story over the past 4 years. Home buying started to increase. And the reason for that is because people are deciding that it's a good decision now to buy a home. And it's good to be showing your fear graphs like this to help lessen their fears. And then we see this graph right here is a different picture showing the last 4 quarters, which is also showing that people are deciding that home buying is a good decision right now. This is a quote from Goldman Sachs, which is one of the top 4 financial institutions, which is where we're getting the majority of our information from. And this was from a 15-minute podcast. And it says, in 2008, you saw a large number of Americans who thought that maybe borrowing a bunch of money and buying a house is not the best investment. And I think you may see the opposite effect this time around. Then he goes on to say a few things, such as, the information coming out for April on housing is going to be brutal. But it's totally different than 2008, just like we were talking about in our presentation last week. The inventory now compared to 2008 is completely different. The financial strength of our business and consumer leverage. And then he goes on to say that you may see an opposite effect this time driven by millennials. And a lot of this will be driven by mortgage rates. A lot of the, deciding to buy a home is going to be driven by the mortgage rates. And this is showing the forecast by Freddie Mac, and it's very favorable in the next few years. And here's a quote by Sam Cater, chief economist at Freddie Mac, saying that although the uncertainty of the crisis means forecasts of the economic activity are more unclear than usual, we expect that most of the economic damage from the virus will be contained to the first half of the year. Going forward, we should see a recovery starting in the second half of 2020. And, the news out there is going to be brutal. And so we need to be the leaders of our community and answering those difficult questions for our sphere, our clients, and sharing this information with them. And this was the slide that Anthony was talking about, which he said we're going to have an updated one come Monday, where it's going to be showing a $30,000 savings. But basically, this just shows the impact of what the mortgage interest rates can do. So buying a home in December 2019 versus buying a home today can save you, it's showing here 27,000, or like Anthony said, 30,000 over 30 years is amazing. And the data tells us that people are looking for two things right now: help and comfort. So if you're able to help them to navigate the current situation, tell them about that. Think like a caring human being with the resources to help millions, and then act accordingly in the mutual interest of business and society. So what they say is, safety first and the sales will come. Don't worry about selling right now. The most important is just educating our people and just being there for them. I had a client who I shared some different ways that she could be reaching out to her database, and so it was just kind of this system of calling her database. And she called me and she's like, Kim, oh my gosh, every person that I called said I am like the only person that called to just check in on them, and they were just so grateful. So I have, Taylor and I both have a lot of ideas and ways that you can be connecting and showing your clients and past clients that you care. We have a bunch of different ideas and things that you can use. And I would also say, if you're not using social media right now to its full potential, you definitely want to be, because that's missed opportunity. There are so many people on Facebook and Instagram right now because everybody's home. So we can also help you with that. I've been helping clients just even setting up their accounts. And we can help you with what to post and giving you ideas and things like that.
And just reiterating what Kim said, social media posts are up about 35 to 40% because people are sitting at home and they want something to do other than talking to their spouse or their dog. Everyone's getting a little bit bored these days. But going, if people are struggling on what to post, here is a great tool. It's the Altos report. And the best part about this, guys, it is 100% free to you, and it is going to be market stats on the micro view, like we talked about earlier, distilling this information down from a national level to a local level. These views are going to be great. With the Altos view, you can either do it by city and or zip code. And once you get it down, you can go from single family homes to condos. Currently, I have on the screen the data of all of Scottsdale. So you guys can see these great charts, and then it'll give a small explanation of how to read these charts. If you didn't know what to post, if you were to do just the single page PDF from the Altos report, you're gonna have a minimum of 5 different things you can post, which is great because you can spread them out over the weeks. And it's just looking like you guys are the true experts because you're seeing all these graphs and you're not doing much work for them. You're clicking a link and you're interpreting them and then giving your sphere your explanation for that. Distilling these reports a little bit more, you're going to have the market action index, and then you'll also have the real-time profile. It will also, these graphs that are going to be on the left-hand side, that little squiggly line is going to be the trends of the data for the last 12 months. So these are also great reports to use with sellers. Going into listing appointments, if people have a little bit of the unrealistic view of where to price their home and they want to do, $50,000 higher because that's what neighbor down the street sold their house for, this will also help you bring them back down to reality and give them a little bit more of a realistic view because all this data is going to be pulling directly from the MLS. So here is some more charts that you will be seeing on that single page PDF. And then, like I said, it is very user-friendly. You can email this directly to your clients. There's a full report that is 6 to 7 pages. Facebook, straight to Facebook, straight to LinkedIn, and straight to Twitter if you have that. But also you guys can get the hyperlinks and host them on your individual websites. So if you guys want to let us know what zip codes and or cities you guys want, we can send you the hyperlink, you can put it directly on your website, and it's going to be constantly updating. Also, like I said, with this, it is a great tool to use for social media and or your farming neighborhoods. If you want to do a monthly neighborhood and send them out to your farming neighborhoods to give them their current stats based on where they live, this is something pretty simple that is done for you. You guys then just have to interpret it and then put your little spin on it to make it sound like it's coming from you. So that's one great tool. But then also going back to virtual selling and what to do in these trying times and giving you guys ideas. This is a graph or an infographic that came out today, just showing people how to test drive neighborhoods from sitting at home. You guys are doing your part by doing the virtual showings and keeping things going in these trying times, but this is just another way to have the client do a little bit of their own homework. That way they know when you're going to the home what the neighborhood looks like, what all the statistics and reviews are saying. So we are more than happy to share this with you guys. Also, as a reminder, all the slides that Kim and I showed today, we are happy to share with you. So everyone that included their email for the blog post, we will also include all these slides. So you guys can feel free to share them with your sphere. We aren't hiding anything. We're trying to get you guys the information to get it out to your clients. So if you guys have any other questions and or need anything from us, please do not hesitate to ask in your emails and or currently right now in the chat as we've wrapped up. Don't forget to follow Kim and I on social media. Our Facebook will just be our first and last name. If you are on Instagram, that is going to be the little @ sign at the bottom as we are posting things daily. The things we are posting daily are going to be on our Instagram stories because those are getting more views than the actual Instagram feed. So if you don't know where to find your stories or how to post on them, please reach out to Kim and I, and we'll be setting up Zoom calls to walk you guys through all that because, like I said, that is where people are getting the most traffic, and it is the simplest thing to do, and it's free to you guys. So please let us know.
Sorry, Taylor.
No, you're good.
I was just going to add something too with the Altos report. It can also be done, you can also pull anywhere in the US, which is cool because if you have somebody that's moving here from another state, you can show them, comparably what they can get here or how the market is comparable here. And then I tell a lot of my clients, our Altos reports are kind of like a mini Cromford Report, but it's free. And the Cromford Report, you know, to us people who see real estate and hear it all day long, it's not overwhelming. I mean, it can still be overwhelming to us, but to the general person, the Cromford Report can be almost too overwhelming to share with them. And with our Altos report, you can just share with them just the one-page report that puts it super simple and easy to read. So yeah, so, and like Taylor said, it's free, and the Cromford Report is, I think, like $35 a month, but obviously the Cromford Report is amazing, but this is a free mini version, basically. But, and then just to not forget that we are having Tina Tambor next Tuesday on Cinco de Mayo for the Cromford.
Bring your margaritas, guys. The call's at 1 p.m. So bring
And
your
it's Taco
margaritas.
Tuesday.
And
Hey,
enjoy.
hey, Kim and Taylor, I just want to reiterate what you guys said earlier. And if you weren't on the call last week, you definitely, if you are not following them on social media, follow them. They're going to make your life so much easier. I mean, they're going to teach you on things to post and what to do. But if you want the easier version, especially in the stories, they are posting on a daily basis updated information for your people to get out there. You can just copy it and just screenshot it and throw it into your stories to make your life easier. So definitely be following those two.
Thanks, Anthony.
Yes. Does anyone have any questions and or any topics that they want us to cover next week? As a reminder, we are doing this class every Friday. We're trying to keep it in between 20 and 30 minutes, giving you guys market stats and then some quick tools and or ideas on how to use those stats and or benefit you guys through these trying times.
Great job, girls. Thank you.
Well, thank you. If
Thank you.
it, we will send the PowerPoint and the blog article out to everyone that gave us their email. So once again, have a great day, guys. Stay safe and healthy, and we'll hopefully see you next week.
Happy Friday.
Thank you.
Happy
Take care.
Friday. Bye, guys.